Yeah, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tony James. In today's video, we shall be looking at the topic essay writing. Essay writing. Matter of fact, we are going to do an intro into essay writing. So it's going to be a general overview of what essay writing is all about. And students preparing for WAEC exam must take this video seriously because the essay writing is a vital aspect of the WAEC examination. By carrying the largest part of the total answer, total marks rather. So the essay writing is a very important part of the WAEC exam. And in today's video, we shall be looking at the general overview of the essay writing, where I'll be talking about all the aspects of essay writing, the guidelines they need to know, the rules they need to know, and the exam strategy, the tips that students need to know about essay writing. That's all we'll discuss even in this video. Now, to guide us, we will use the following objective to teach essay writing. As I mentioned, this is an introduction video. By the end of this video, the students should understand what an essay is. Students should understand what essay is all about. Students should also understand essay structure. What are the structure of essay? Be able to tell you the structure of an essay. Then we shall look at types of essay in this video. Types of essay. Lastly, we will teach students what areas of how to avoid common mistakes when writing essay at the WAEC exam. Students will know, we will share with students some of the common mistakes that students make when writing the essay in the WAEC. So let's go on. We want to look at what is an essay. An essay is a writing where a student is expected to express his idea on a particular topic. Essay is a writing where students are expected to express their ideas on a topic. That is, the topic will be given, then you express your idea concerning the topic. Unlike letter writing, essay is different from letter writing. Whereas letter writing is to communicate information to a particular audience. It could be your lecturer, it could be the examiner, it could be an organization. Letter communicates information. But when it comes to essay, in essay, the student is to express his ideas on a particular or a given topic. So essay is addressing some specific audience. The general audience, it could be maybe the examiner. But the examiner will want to see the opinion of the student concerning the given topic. So an essay is a piece of writing. It's a piece of writing and it's a topical writing, unlike the letter writing. Talking about essay writing has three main parts. Essay has three main parts. First part is the introduction part. The introduction part, then we talk about the body of the essay. Last, the conclusion aspect of the essay. So the essay has three main parts: the body and the conclusion. We shall take each of this section one after the other in order to explain what they represent or what they mean. Now let's look at the overview of the essay structure. The overview of the essay structure. Like I've just read that the essay has three main sections, and this section are really the structure of the essay. We talk about the introduction, the body paragraph, and the conclusion. The introduction, the body paragraph, and the conclusion. So the essay is divided into three. The structure of the essay is divided into three, as we have mentioned. Let's look at each part. Talk about the introduction. The introduction. The introduction of the essay is the first paragraph of the essay. This is different from the topic. The first paragraph of the essay is the introduction. Under this paragraph, we are going to introduce the topic. I'm going to introduce the topic. And you don't just introduce the topic anyhow. You introduce the topic using a thesis statement. You present the topic in form of a thesis statement, as if you write a thesis. And what we mean by a thesis statement, I will find an opportunity to present a short video subsequently on this system, but to take a statement. It's said that we to that statement. It's not a conclusion, it's not a theory, you are not proving anything, but you present a statement in a way that people can know the direction you are going. Your reader will be able to know the perspective you are having to send the topic the question. So it is your for you. And that's in order to know whether is there topic looking for your the introduction in that the topic. And let's get to that. It is not about in the first your paragraph should not be less than 5 lines, 5 to 7 lines. So you're going to present up to 4 or 5 sentences, but among all the sentences you are going to present in the first paragraph, there is going to be a topic sentence, a thesis statement. You are going to introduce the topic, and that will come in form of a thesis statement. So that is how you will present your introduction, which is the first paragraph. Take, for instance, this sentence. This is a typical thesis statement. Let's assume the topic we want to write an essay on a topic that has to do with education. Your thesis statement can come like this. Education is the key to success. Education is the key to success. This is this is a thesis statement that is good to introduce the topic like education. Education is the key to success. So in the first paragraph, you will make a statement like, and that is your introduction statement. And that comes in the first paragraph. Now let's look at the next part of the essay. And that is the body essay. Here, everything you are going to write, everything you want to talk about the essay will come in this section. And this body of the paragraph will be up to 4 or 5 paragraphs. You are going to present up to 4 or 5 paragraphs to explain, to illustrate the first paragraph where you have introduced the topic. You will explain, you will give example of supporting the fourth paragraph, which is the introduction of the topic. That is exactly how the body of the paragraph will look like. And we must understand that when you are presenting this body paragraph, each paragraph will carry one main idea. Each paragraph will carry one main idea. You are not going to bring in any idea that is contrary to the topic you have introduced in the first paragraph. all of that thing you are going to see will be supporting that idea. For instance, in that the example I gave, education is the key to success. All other information you are going to be, all other explanation you are going to be, to make 4 or 5 paragraphs in the body of the essay must be pointing to that first paragraph, which is the fact that education is the key to success. Like I said, you give explanation, you give an example. Then you will make use of what we call linking words. Linking words. Linking words are words that you use to connect the paragraph together. For instance, when you have given the first paragraph, by the time you want to give the first paragraph of the body, which will serve as paragraph number 2 now, you are going to use a word that will connect that paragraph to the first one. An example of linking words, we have words like firstly, secondly, however, furthermore, also, and so on and so forth. These are words we refer to as linking words. So Tebu can call it connectors. You use such words to link the paragraphs so that your paragraphs are linked together. They will serve as connection or connectors that will link the paragraphs together. That is how you write the body of the essay. And then lastly, we talk about the conclusion of the essay. The conclusion of the essay comes in the final paragraph. We are going to write a final paragraph that will summarize the whole ideas. Write the first idea, the first paragraph that introduced the essay and all the body of the essay. The final paragraph will summarize the whole idea. And it is the final statement of the data. So what you are written in what will summarize the whole idea in that final paragraph. That is what we call the conclusion. Look at example. We said in the first paragraph. Sorry, in the first paragraph, we said that education is the key to success. Now, when you are rounding up in the final paragraph, you are going to conclude by saying education is important for development. You agree with me that where there is success, there is development. In a nation, there is success in the program of the government, there will be development in that government. In the life of the person, if the person has success in his activity, what will follow is development. So this summary now is kind of pointing to the fact that education is the key to success. Because where there's education is important for development. Education will help people to succeed, and when people succeed, they will be developed. So it's logical. It's logical. That's what we talk about the computational These are the 4 major types of essay. Now let's look at each one one by one. The narrative essay, as the name suggests, narrates story. It tells story. So an essay can be given to you in the WAEC exam that will ask you to tell a story. It may not tell you directly to tell a story, but you can be asked to write the account of an incident you witnessed. That is a narrative essay. That you will narrate what you see and what you hear about the event. And one language we must use in this type of essay is the past tense, because you are reporting an event or an incident that has happened. So the language will be past tense. Your reporting language here will be in past tense. That is something peculiar to narrate essay. Cannot be reporting an incident that has happened some weeks ago and you are reporting it in present tense. That would be a technical error, and that can make you lose a lot of marks. So you take note that your language, your language in the narrative essay is in past tense. Then let's look at the descriptive essay. This descriptive essay is an essay that describes a thing, vivid description. A descriptive essay, you could be asked to describe something. You could be asked to describe an activity. You could be asked to describe an individual. So, descriptive essay is an essay that describes an event or describes a thing. And when you are describing, your language will be present tense. You'll be talking in present tense, you'll be writing in present tense. Then we talk of the argumentative essay. Argumentative essay. This is the type of essay that is used to, argue a matter. Example of such is the debate competition. In the WAEC exam, you could be asked to write an essay as a representative of your school in a particular debate. A topic will be given. You are now asked to write your contribution, your speech. You could be the mover of the motion. You could be the person speaking against the motion. So you'll be asked to write your own opinion or argument about the matter. That is an argumentative essay. That is why it's also known as a debate. And when you are writing such an essay, your essay must be convincing. It must be convincing enough so that the examiner will know that you know what you are doing. So the argumentative essay is you have to write points that are convincing. You can give explanation, you can give an example, and all this will be supporting your argument. Then we'll talk of the expository essay. The expository essay is an essay that explains, it exposes, expository. And this is one kind of essay that if we are going to advise, we advise students not to write expository essay in the examination, except where it is compulsory, except where the examiner makes it mandatory for the student to write an expository essay. Why do we suggest that students should not write expository essay in the exam? The expository essay requires detailed information. The expository essay requires that it's a research topic. You are going to give explanation. It can require you making references to materials you use. And this will be a bit difficult to do under examination condition. So where you are not compelled to write an argumentative, an expository essay, the student should be wise to write an essay that will be easy for you to gather your point and to write within the stipulated time of the exam. Those are the 4 types of essay. The narrative essay, the descriptive essay, the argumentative essay, and the expository. Let's look at the process of writing an essay. The process of writing an essay. See, this student should endeavor to, because not following this process, we really rubbish the effort of the student. Number 1, a student must understand the question you want to answer. Students should understand the question we are trying to answer. See, what are we talking about? Students understanding the question. If you don't understand the question you want to write, you are going to run dry of the points. You'll be short of points because you will be writing what you don't have enough knowledge about. And that will be very dangerous for the student. And what we advise here, students should read why. Students should not be limited in his reading. Don't say because you are a science student, you don't read about political affairs. You need to read about political affairs of your nation, read about sports, read about other fields, because you don't know where the topic is coming from in the exam. So if the topic comes from an area you are conversant with, that will be to your advantage. But it will be difficult when you begin to struggle to know even basic points about a particular topic you want to write. So I consider you are advised to read why. Read across many disciplines. You are an art student, pick up science material to read. Read political matters. Read things that have to do with law. Read about sciences. You discover that by the time you get to the exam hall, you will have you'll be versatile. You can move to any direction or any discipline to write. So understanding the question is very key. That is the beginning, and that is an advice we will give here is that when you are question paper, students should look at the topics you are given. Be sure you are going to be given 4 or 5 questions. You pick one, right? Don't just pick one without studying everything. Look at the 5 and be sure that you are writing the topic you understand best, so that you can pick a topic that having written 1 or 2 points, then you are dry of ideas. Then the number 2 step, talking about process of writing an essay, is the planning process. You plan your idea. What are we talking about here? When you are given when you are to start writing essay question in this, the examiner has factored in the minutes, the time you are going to use to plan. So don't think that, oh, the time is short, therefore you just jump into the question and you start writing essay without planning. That would be very dangerous. Take about 5 minutes of the time and use it to plan how you want to write the essay. And part of the planning is to sit down and think through the points you are going to develop. And as they come to your mind, write them down one by one. Write them down. We call it outlines. You list the outlines, then you develop the outlines into what we call topic sentence that you eventually develop as a paragraph. That is the process of planning. You know which one will you write first as first paragraph, which one will come as second paragraph, which one will come as third paragraph, on and on like that to the last paragraph, which will be the conclusion. So when you plan it like that, you start writing. And that takes us to step number 3, write the draft. That is, draft the essay. Write the essay out in order of the arrangement of your points. And lastly, which is step 4, do a review of the essay you have written. Manage your time, be judicious with your time, so that you will have about 5 to 10 minutes to review your work. Don't impress the examiner. Don't write story to impress the examiner. Follow the process. Write based on your ideas. Don't spend too much time on the particular ideas. In fact, your paragraphs must be balanced. Don't write one paragraph 10 lines and another paragraph 4 lines. No. You may have a point that you seem to have interest in. Don't spend too much time on that point because you know you have an interest in it. The examiner is not interested in how sweet or how fascinating your idea is. It's out to mark your exam, and you want to mark it within a reasonable time. So he doesn't have the time to be to get fascinated with your story. Write your essay and focus on the process and focus on how do you maximize your mark. The examiner will not give you a mark that you not deserve. What am I saying here? If the first paragraph carries 2 marks, no matter how interesting, no matter how loaded the information you put there, the examiner will not give you more than that 2 marks. He will not transfer other marks there. So why are you pressing the examiner in 1 point? That is the understanding the student must have when you are writing the essay. Now let's look at the mistakes that students make when writing essay. Don't forget, we are looking at the overview of essay writing. One of the common mistakes students make is no clear structure. In fact, when the examiner is marking paper, he is on the lookout for your structure. And when he observes that you don't have the structure, you are going to lose marks, because he will see that your essay is lopsided, no direction. You will be repeating, you'll be contradicting your point, the points you have made before, if you don't have the structure to follow. Especially the first paragraph. The examiner will look at it and want to see your statement. You want to look at the body of the essay to be sure that you know what you are doing. So the examiner or the student will be making a great mistake when they write without clear structure. Another mistake students make is poor grammar. Poor grammar. We mentioned this when we were discussing on the one of the video talking about part of speech. I said so then that the part of speech is the foundation of the English language, because the essay writing need more of a lot of it is watch out for your grammar. Perform the ideal functions. It is the grammar, the rule of grammar that guides that. And when you don't understand that, then your essay is not going to be in order. So poor grammar is a big problem for essay writing. Another error is going off topic. When you write off topic, a lot of factors can contribute to writing off topic. Number one, if you don't have a clear structure, you are going to write off topic. If you don't plan your essay, you are going to write off topic. And many reasons, many factors bring about writing off topic. And students guide against all this. Then, no paragraph. I mentioned earlier that essay is all about paragraph. Essays are written in paragraph. You don't number essay. You don't write essay in standard. You write essay in paragraph. So when you don't write essay in paragraph, you already failed that exam. The examiner will mark you down. So the essay is written in paragraph. So the following are some of the success tips that we want to keep straight when you are writing an essay. Number one, your sentence simple. Students are advised to keep their sentences simple. What are we talking about here? We are not saying that all your sentences should be simple sentences. You remember what a simple sentence is? Simple sentence is a sentence that the subject, the verb, and the object are just one. One subject, one object. That is a simple sentence. But what we are saying here is that you have to write a mixture of sentences. You use a simple sentence, you use a compound sentence, you use a complex sentence. But whether it is simple, whether complex or compound sentence, let your sentence be short. If your sentence is becoming too long, you are going to model up things. You are going to write ambiguous sentences. If the sentence is spreading up to 3 lines, then you can know that you know that sentence is too long. When your sentence is too long, you are going to make grammatical errors. So the students stick to short sentences, simple sentences. Don't write a vocabulary that you don't know the meaning. You might know a word of the English language, you may know a vocabulary, but you may not know the usage. So don't impress the examiner. Don't write that the examiner will think that, oh, you know vocabulary. You are doing that, you are going to put yourself in trouble because you will write a grammar that you don't, you write a vocabulary that you don't know the usage. And that is very key to note when we're writing the essay. Why? Now, another tip is use example. Don't write theory. Don't argue a matter when you are writing essay. Don't prove a point. Instead, use simple examples, common examples, illustration, little short explanation that for the example don't need to stress itself or think too much to understand what you are saying. Make things convenient for the examiner. You are not you want to mark this paper. You want to mark other people's paper. And anything that will make him waste time on your paper is going to drop it and move to another person. And dropping it means he will cancel it, or he will give you, he will move on. Reduce your mark and move on. Then practice regularly. Practice writing of essay regularly. Don't make the essay you write in exam your first essay. If you are going to exam to write your first essay, you have failed before you start the exam. You must have been practicing the writing of essay several times before you get to the exam hall. And that is why we are imploring you that you come to my online English class. Come to my online lesson where I'll be able to guide you, be able to mentor you on how to write essay. And from time to time, using this WAEC syllabus, I'll be able to motivate you to write essay. You write, I will assess it for you and point out your areas of mistake where you can perfect it before the exam day. So that by the time you are now getting to the exam day, you are just going to do a walkover. Because many of what you write, you will have written it in the course of practicing essay. That is very important. You have to come to my online classes to learn more. Then, lastly, you plan before you write. Plan your essay before writing. Very important. Plan your essay before writing. Don't be too much in a hurry not to plan. Failure to plan is planning to fail. That is often said. So far, we have discussed essay writing, the general overview of essay writing, and I've mentioned to you that the essay writing is topical writing. It's an exercise where you are given the topic to write